I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
Office of President of the United States.
It's a dawn of a new era as Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is sworn in as the 46th President of the United States of America in an inauguration that looks differently from the nation's past ceremonies, as the COVID-19 pandemic and heightened security threat mean the crowd are drastically smaller and celebrations curtailed. Biden takes over from Donald Trump, a man whose reign was defined by constant chaos, daily controversies, social media battles, as well as a tenure that numerous scholars and analysts predict is destined to rank him among America's worst presidents.
Donald Trump has presented himself to the world as a holier-than-thou person. He presented himself to the people of America as more intelligent than anyone else. In fact, in his own thinking, his mind is greater than all the American minds put together.
For years to come, people will still need to talk about President Trump, and as time goes by, history will remember him either for good or for bad. But one thing people will not forget is that this is a president who tried as much as possible to turn democracy upside down. Most importantly, considering the invasion of Capitol Hill, the seat of power.
For the past 4 years, I think America has had this history that can never be erased. President Trump brought another dimension to leadership, and of course the democracy, which for some time now researchers are really going to work on. There are two different people, the incoming and President Trump. So, hate him or like him, he's created a history.
I think history is the best. History will be the best judge of Donald Trump presidency, because it's history that places people, administration, the rightful place which they belong. Presidential historians will come to study his administration, look at his achievement, look at his shortcomings, and look at the challenges of his administration.
Meanwhile, in the final hours of his presidency, Donald Trump pardoned 73 people, including his former advisor, Steve Bannon. Many fear that such moves may be reversed, even as Biden has promised to reverse some policies as he plans to sign 15 executive orders, including the travel ban on Muslims and the return to the U.S. Sharia Code.
Executive power, excessive use of executive power. One needs to look at that, because the problem is that when you allow presidents or leaders of nations to use executive power as a way of bypassing parliament, because parliament represents the people, and democratic scrutiny is an essential part of a thriving democracy. And if presidents are using executive power,
yes, it's going to do that, because ideology, everybody has an ideology. When you're coming to leadership, and that's what I love about American leaders. You don't just come because you want to take power. You have ideology, you have something you're focusing on, you have a vision. So if that is his vision, that is okay, because the worst thing that can happen to a leader is coming in without anything, which is what we're having in Africa, majorly in Nigeria. Everyone wants to get power, but there's nothing to envisage on. There's no direction.
While it is worthy of mention that Biden has nominated some cabinet members from all races all around the world, including 5 Nigerians, the analysts are quick to mention lessons for Nigerian leaders and the African continent.
For the government and people of Nigeria, they must learn the lesson that a president, like we do have President Muhammadu Buhari in Nigeria, cannot have a better mind than the totality of the minds of Nigerians put together. When the people of Nigeria are speaking up telling Mr. President, don't do this, do that, when they are calling for the removal of the service chiefs, for instance, in the strong consideration that, look, they've done their best, and anybody who is trying to do more than his best is actually going for failure.
Power is transient, as you know, and at the same time, it is a lesson that power rests with the people. And African leaders need to know that. President of any country, whether America, Latin America, North America, whatever, they occupy what is called an imperfect position, a position whereby you can't please everybody. However, you must make sure whatever you do is guided by the Constitution.
If it's in Africa, I don't think Donald Trump will have gone. There's no way. Because one, an African president feels that the military, the police, the judiciary is under his armpit. So he used them to intimidate everybody and use them to perpetuate himself in office. And which you've seen in America is not done that way. The American judiciary is independent and they adjudicate independently. The military, the police, you can see, they all came out, but you can see the civility.
I think the lesson we can learn from it, despite the chaotic situation that bedeviled American society after the election on November, we are witnessing a smooth transition. We are seeing strong institution. We saw a situation whereby the military hierarchy did not pledge their loyalty to the president like we have in our country, but they pledged their loyalty to the country. We saw different institutions. The Congress holding its own, not apologizing to the president like we have in our own situation whereby the House of Rep was apologizing to the president.
After all said, this is a dawn of a new era for the Joe Biden administration, as well as Vice President Kamala Harris, who served the moment to become the first woman and indeed the first black and Asian American person to be Vice President with a very hearty laugh. Kelly Egiga, Galaxy Television News, Lagos.